Hi, Crystal. How you doing? I've got your work up, and I've also got the deliverables and steps to success up. Thanks for getting this in. I know it's a little bit late, and we had a funky week with the holiday and everything. So I thank you for getting this in. All right, so let's take a look at this. Now, there's a couple of things here I want to talk about. I really want you to think about this, okay? And I've got some examples too, so I want to share with you as intimately as I can really what I'm thinking and showing, because I got some really good examples for you to look at and think about. Okay, so let's talk about, what do you want to talk about first? Oh, I know what we should talk about first. The first thing we should talk about is this. You're supposed to write a paragraph discussing the following to the discussion area and that, but I didn't see that. Okay, and then you have your work done. Now I've got your PDFs open because it's just easier that way. And I just want to mention it, in presentation, you don't have to leave these pseudo printers marks. I think they're interfere. I just think they interfere with really the best visibility of the work. So you don't have to do that. I mean, I don't mind if you want to, but you certainly don't need to. Okay, so this is your flyer, and this is page 2 of your flyer. And one of the questions that we looked at this week is do you really need it? And this flyer, I'm going to say, I'm finding this with your flyer and your trade show. Do we need it at this point? No, we don't need this flyer because it's just so minimal. There's just nothing here. I mean, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 facts and a definition, basic definition / mission statement. So there's just not a whole lot here. I mean, there's no call to action. What can I do? Is there a contact number? Who do I contact if I want to get involved? What can I do? Call to action. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know it's informational, but still, there's just not enough here to warrant this being printed and risking this being disposed of in an irresponsible way. You see what I'm saying? And then we get to the backside of that, and there's just nothing here. This is a whole flyer. You could have this take up about that much space in a flyer, and then you have your 15%, and again, that could take up about that much in a flyer. So I mean, you got a lot of real estate here, where you're talking about sustainability, and I don't think you're using your resources to their capability. I'm not saying. Certainly not saying plaster the whole thing. I mean, design is definitely very important, and this is designed very well. It's just too minimal. Let's move to the trade show booth because I have the same comments. Okay, this is a trade show booth. So what do we have here? All I see here is presumably what would be about, I guess, a 8-9 foot wall by what, 18 feet wide or so. And it's mostly white space, and white space is wonderful. But again, here you have the scan me, and then that's it. A couple of facts. It doesn't seem like it even warrants the materials and the carbon footprint to really put it together. Do you know what I'm saying? And then this over here, this table. Let me show you some examples. I think let's do that. Okay. At Thumb Drive, I'll do that in a second. I just want to draw your attention on 2 things. Okay, take a look at the visual posture of this piece. Okay, then take a look at the visual pot. Okay, these are pretty good. They're congruent, right? And then the Thumb Drive, it doesn't look like it's part of the same campaign. So let's get those visual attributes consistent. I want to go to your. Oh, I want to go jump over here real quick, and I want you to see this. It says right here, 3D give. Where is it? Oh, this is talking about your 3D giveaway. So it's saying create drawings of your 3D giveaway product and show it from several angles. But I only saw 2 angles on yours. And then it also says make sure it's something you can construct and label it and describe as appropriate. I didn't see your labeling or your materials on that. Okay, so we need materials. It's really important. This is week 3 already, and we got to have these materials, down pat. Have you been watching the other videos that I've been leaving for other students? If not, I recommend you do so because this will all make sense. I talk a lot about materials and how important that is. So Okay, so you need to name your materials, and I think that would have been a good place to do so in either this written paragraph or, even on the actual pages themselves, like give us materials and that. Okay, so, and then it says, this is the interesting part. It says, blah, 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 blah. Make sure it's something you can construct. So, are you going to be able to mock this up? Because ultimately, you're going to mock this up and take pictures of it as your giveaway. So, let's do this. Let me get to my examples. Okay, so I just want to talk about the trade show booth. Here's your trade show booth, and you're saying that this is, well, this stuff right here all would have to be, it would all have to be documented because you're saying that information will be transferred to the wood using scrap paper by printing on the backside of it and using water to transfer it over. I don't know of a process where you're gonna, where I don't understand what you're saying here. And there's no reason, there's nothing to point to something I can research to see what you're referring to. So I don't understand what that is. But I will say this is that you might consider, well, let me show you something. Let me talk about using repurposed plywood. Look at this. Let me show you this. This is a trade show booth for sustainable surfing. So you can see this is all made of wood, and you could mock this up with a drawing instead of just saying, okay, this is what this is, and here's a flat, like, poster-looking thing. So do you see what I'm saying? I mean, you can show that this is built with wood and that it's somehow water transferred onto here. Just try to show that the best you can. And draw out a booth. Let me show you some other examples. I mean, this is what a trade show booth looks like. There's so many, bunch of examples. There's a Nickelodeon trade show booth. Here's a trade show booth for something. Here's a green trade show booth showing some different kind of plants. Here's another green trade show booth. Okay, so there are just 100,000 ideas to choose from. There's a nice one, and that's really minimal too. So, and I'm just saying green trade show displays on my search. Okay, so think about that. Think about presentation, and by all means, give us a detailed materials list, what you're using for each component of the trade show booth, and tell us why it's the best choice, the smallest carbon footprint. Okay, let's move to your thumb drives. Remember I said you have to assemble it? Maybe you could mock something up like this. Okay, these are actually green thumb drives. I just said promotional green thumb drives. And so these are actual promotional thumb drives, but I was thinking for years, you could, if you had like a little case or something, you could mock that up. See what I'm saying? There's your thumb drive right there. See, that's just like yours. So, I mean, do you have a little piece of wood where we can maybe take an old thumb drive and glue that piece to that, and maybe take I'll take the logo and print it out and cut it out and paste it on there. You know what I'm saying? So just keep in mind, you're gonna have to mock that up. So, okay, so where are we? That's trade show booth, thumb drive, and flyer. Okay, so I covered everything. Sorry I took so long. If you have any questions or comments, just please feel free to contact me. Okay, thank you very much.